Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially health care. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi. Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
But right now, I don't want to take any more time before we turn it over to our very own Jake Novak, Red Apple Audio Network's news department. Jake, welcome back. What have you got for us?
A couple things. I have a special guest going to join us in just a second, but I just wanted to break in and say that the Iranian government is ordering the citizens of Tehran to evacuate the city. That's a major piece of breaking news right now. A couple of reasons for that. It could be maybe public safety, more attacks are coming. But don't forget, James, it could also mean they're trying to get people out of the city to quell an uprising. Maybe they want to get them out so that they can't rise up and overturn the government. I just wanted to put that out there. But joining us right now on the phone is Colonel Rob Maness, U.S. Air Force retired. Colonel Rob Maness and I have spoken for many, many months, probably years, about this day. We kind of knew this day was going to come. Colonel, I want to ask you two questions off the top. Can you give us your estimate about what weapons are being used? Is this is Israel using F-35s? Is it F-22s? And can you tell us what role the U.S. carrier groups are playing in providing that extra help for this air attack?
Well, good morning, Jake. Thanks for having me on. Look, we are probably pulling out every conventional weapon in our arsenal to conduct these operations, because this is not going to be a one strike and then we're finished like what the B-2 strike was in the 12-day war. It's an air campaign. It's established like an air campaign based on what I can see so far. We've attacked their command and control nodes, their suppression of enemy or their air defenses. We've applied our suppression of enemy air defenses capabilities pretty extensively, and we are attacking their ability to get revenue. It looks like we've shut down the power on Kharg Island, which is really the jugular vein for the Iranian mullahs. They won't be able to pay their people. And once you're not able to pay the IRGC, then maybe they'll start listening to what the president offered to them, which is full amnesty. They'll be treated well if they'll put down their arms and give up and let the Iranian people retake their government. So those type of weaponry, I'm sure the F-22s, F-35s, B-2s, the aircraft from the carriers are that suppression of enemy air defense capability I was talking about. And then the carrier battle groups also are adding to the missile defenses that are already on the ground in the region to protect American and Israeli forces. So, it's a pretty massive naval and air campaign.
It may be one of the biggest ones in history when all is said and done. Can't help but notice, Colonel, that Iran's response to this militarily is to fire missiles at foreign countries. I have yet to see any evidence of any anti-aircraft fire whatsoever. Is it as simple as that? I mean, we knew their air defenses were nil or next to nil, but it sure as heck doesn't look like they decided to make a priority of protecting their own homeland.
Well, remember, the Israeli and American Air Forces devastated their integrated air defense system so much that they couldn't even get a shot off during the B-2 strike, or even after they left. They weren't firing anything into the air. So their supplies, especially with the stranglehold that was applied after that operation, even more than is already happening with sanctions and those kind of things. So their supplies are low. Their personnel are low because the Israelis did a really good job at killing their command and control leaders for the most part, and then we did some more. And that continues to happen on the ground inside the country because we have resistance fighters like the MEK. That is really the only resistance force on the ground there. There's nobody else that has that capability from a group called the NCRI. And they have been continuously running operations all during these protests. As a matter of fact, they even did an operation against the Khamenei's compound a couple of weeks ago, I think. So all of that continues to happen. And that, what does that do over time? It weakens the Iranians. And I'm not surprised that they're not able to respond with anything but a missile, because that's all they have. They've spent their wealth and their treasure and their blood, really, on establishing missile launch sites that are underground and difficult to kill.
We're talking with Colonel Rob Maness, U.S. Air Force, retired, had a lot of very, very important positions with the Air Force, and also had a lot to do with authoring our nuclear plan for nuclear war, if, God forbid, ever that happened. Colonel Maness, you're America first. I'm America first. Of course, we are not cheerleaders and never have been for a large scale war in Iran. And that's a debate that we can have. And we don't know yet if that's where we're going. I don't see boots on the ground, as they say, and I'm grateful for that. But of course, the objective truth here is whether or not you support a U.S. or large U.S. and Israeli combined attack on Iran. There's no denying that Iran has been fully at war with us for 47 years. How you respond to it is a different debate, but that part of it is not debatable, is it?
Oh, it's not debatable. Look, I put a uniform on when I was 17 years old during the hostage crisis. And for that entire time, I'm still a commissioned officer. I haven't resigned my commission, even though I'm retired. I'm an enemy of Iran, and they've been trying to kill me and people like me and our families for all this time. So, look, I'm not somebody that's pro-war either, and neither is the president. And as you and I've talked about over these many months now, this president wants peace more than anything else, and I think he goes the extra mile for that, where other presidents of the United States that are weaker, that don't really understand this military part of their power, might not do that. And this president has done that. This was inevitable. I'm glad that it's happening under Donald J. Trump's presidency and not some other weak globalist president, because you could very well end up with boots on the ground in a crazy situation, getting Americans and Israelis sent home in flag-covered boxes. And nobody wants that to happen. What we want to happen is the resistance fighters have the opening to rise up and recruit folks to their side and take over the country of Iran for freedom and for democracy, for a republic, whatever they choose to do. And that is what I think this operation is intended to do.
Absolutely. Time for them to take this opportunity. I think that they showed they were willing to sacrifice their lives for it just several weeks ago. I can't imagine they won't seize this opportunity now. Thank you so much. Let's get back to James Gold.
Thank you so much, Jake Novak. Red Apple Audio Network News. Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.